Jai Hind everyone. In this video, we are covering chapter 1 in themes in Indian history, that is bricks, beats, and bones. As I've realized, there are so many questions that are being asked from 11th NCERT themes in Indian history. For a moment, we'll see what kind of questions are being asked in serious. So if you say this question 55, which one of the following periods has provided the evidence of a plowed field at Kalibangan in Rajasthan? So we all know that Kalibangan is in Rajasthan, but we do have little idea about which period of Harappan civilization it belonged to. So these are the type of questions that are being asked in CDS based on themes in Indian history. And also we have another question that is here. If you see in the match the following, they have given Cholistan. So Cholistan, what it is well known for, terracotta model of plow. We do not have any idea right now, but I guarantee you that if we go through this chapter, we can answer both these questions with ease. So that is the reason for covering themes in Indian history, because there are so many questions that were asked based on this textbook. Either if I say 57th is from themes in Indian history, 59th is from themes in Indian history, 58th is from themes in Indian history. So like this, there are so many questions, including this one. So it is very important to cover this series. So let's get started. So in this, we will be doing the chapters in parts, considering the importance, and also there is so much of information that is packed in a less number of pages. So going line by line is what I am thinking of to do to cover these chapters. So let's get started. The first theme in themes in Indian history. Part 1 is bricks, beads, and bones, that is related to the Harappan civilization. The Harappan seal is possibly the most distinctive articraft of the Harappan or Indus Valley civilization. It is made up of a stone called steatite. So what is steatite? It is like a soft metamorphic rock. So this is what is used in making the Harappan seals. Seals like this often contain animal motifs, signs from a script that remains undeciphered. We all know that Harappan civilization has a script, and we have evidence for the script also, but the problem with the Harappan script is it is still undeciphered. Nobody was able to understand what each sign in the Harappan script meant. So if we see here, we have all these signs, but we really do not know what does it mean. This is that is why the Harappan script is called undeciphered. Yet we know a great deal about the lives of the people who lived in the region from what they left behind. Their houses, pots, ornaments, tools, and seals. In other words, from archaeological evidence. Let us see what we know about Harappan civilization and how we know about it. We will explore how archaeological material is interpreted and how interpretations sometimes change. Of course, there are some aspects of the civilization that are as yet unknown and may even remain so. The Harappan civilization is also known as Indus Valley civilization. But why is it called Harappan civilization? Because in this civilization, Harappa was the first city that was discovered. So that's why this is called Harappan civilization, which is also known as Indus Valley civilization. The term Harappa is derived from the place where the civilization was identified. So it was Harappa where this civilization was identified. The total lifespan of the civilization ranges from 6000 BCE to 1300 BCE. So what is the range of time period of Harappan civilization? It is between 6000 BCE and 1300 BCE. The early phase termed as early Harappan, which is from 6000 BCE to 2600 BCE, is a formative phase. So it was the phase where the things were getting developed or from the starting. And the next one is urban phase, which is also termed as mature Harappa. The time period is 2600 BCE to 1900 BCE. It is the most prosperous phase. So the first one, early Harappan, was from 6000 BCE to 2600 BCE. It was called formative phase. And the next phase was urban phase, which is from 2600 BCE to 1900 BCE. This is the most prosperous phase. And the decline of civilization started around 1900 BCE. This is called late Harappan, and it was till 1300 BCE. So the time period of late Harappan is 1900 BCE to 1300 BCE. So these are the various timelines of different phases of Harappan civilization. The distinctive Harappan pottery, bricks, which are both baked and unbaked, seals, weights, beads, copper, and bronze articles belonging to the Harappan civilization have been found in the region as apart as Afghanistan. Let me highlight this part. So these were found in the region as apart as Afghanistan, Baluchistan, Sindh, Punjab provinces of Pakistan, and the Indian states of Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, and Maharashtra. So these are the places where the materials that are related to Harappan civilization were found. These include Afghanistan, Baluchistan, Sindh, Punjab provinces of Pakistan, and Indian states of Jammu and Kashmir, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, Uttar Pradesh, Gujarat, and Maharashtra. Now let's see some of the places that are mentioned earlier. We'll see which places are in Pakistan, which places are in India. So here, if we see, let's see the main sites like Harappa. So Harappa is currently in Pakistan. It is on the bank of River Ravi. So Harappa is on the bank of River Ravi. If you see here, it is on the bank of River Ravi. And the next one is Mohenjo-daro. Here we see the Mohenjo-daro city. It is on the bank of which river? It is on the bank of Indus River. Mohenjo-daro, Indus, and Harappa, it is on the bank of Ravi. And the next one is some other that are in Pakistan or Chanudaro, which is also an important site. And next one is Sutka Gendor. And some of the sites that are in India are Dolavira, which is a UNESCO World Heritage Site currently in India. And the next one is Nageshwar. Lothal. Lothal is called port city in Harappan civilization. And we have Rangpur. We have Kalibangan. And next we have Banawali. Next, Rakhigari. Although Rakhigari is the biggest Harappan site in India. So Rakhigari is the biggest Harappan site in India. And then we have Mithathal, and then we have Manda, which is in Jammu and Kashmir. So these are the sites that are in India, and these are that are highlighted in blue, that these are in Pakistan. So let's go through the sites that are in Pakistan so that it will be easier to remember the remaining sites as they will be in India. So Pakistan, we have Harappa, which is on the banks of Ravi, and then we have Ganveriwala, and next one Mohenjo-daro, next Sutka Gendor, and the next one is Sutka Gendor, and next Amri, Balakot. I think everybody is aware of Balakot because of 2019 Balakot air strike, so no need to remember that. And the next one is Chanudaro. So these are all Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, Balakot, as we remember already. And the next four are Ganveriwala, Sutka Gendor, Amri, and Chanudaro. So these are the sites in Pakistan, and some other important sites are in India. Now let's move to the next topic. So far, more than 2000 Harappan archaeological sites have been discovered in Indian subcontinent. Most of the sites are found located between the Indus and the Saraswati river basins. Nearly two-thirds of settlements are in Saraswati basins. So as far as 2000 Harappan sites that have been discovered in the subcontinent, more than two-thirds of these settlements are found in Saraswati basin, suggesting its immense importance for the Harappan civilization. Among these, five major cities have been identified, which are in Saraswati basin, that are Rakhigari, not in Saraswati basin, but in Indus Valley civilization, that are Rakhigari, Dholavira, Harappa, Mohenjo-daro, and Ganveri-Wala. So these are the, among Harappan civilization, these are the five major cities that have been identified. And the remaining sites come under different categories such as regional cultures, agricultural villages, ports, and manufacturing centers. So what are the five major cities? Rakhigari, Mohenjo-daro, Harappa, Dholavira, Ganveriwala. Out of these, Rakhigari and Dholavira are in India, while the other three are in current-day Pakistan. Next. There were several archaeological cultures in the region prior to the mature Harappan. What is the mature Harappan phase? That is from 2600 BCE to 1900 BCE. These cultures were associated with distinctive pottery, evidence of agriculture and pastoralism, and some crafts. Settlements were generally small, and there were virtually no large buildings. So in the beginning, there were no large buildings. The recent archaeological evidences also indicate the emergence of Harappan culture from early farming communities dated around 7000 BCE. So the recent archaeological, although we studied from Harappan civilization range was from 6000 BCE to 1300 BCE, the emergence of Harappan culture from early farming communities dated around 7000 BCE. The urban phase, which is also called the mature Harappan, was a consequent result of the gradual transformation and internal development of the civilization during the early Harappan phase. The next one, subsistence strategies. So in any civilization, when they are growing, it is been proven in many cases that it starts from subsistence and then focusing on profits. If you look at maps 1 and 2, you will notice that the mature Harappan culture developed in some of the areas occupied by the early Harappan cultures. So it is telling that mature Harappan culture was developed on the same land which was occupied by early Harappan cultures. These cultures also shared certain common elements, including subsistence strategies. The Harappans ate a wide range of plant and animal products, including fish. So the Harappans ate both animal and plant products, and in animal products they have eaten fish also. Archaeologists have been able to reconstruct dietary practices from finds of charred grains and seeds. These are studied by archaeobotanists who are specialists in ancient plant remains. Grains found at Harappan sites include, so these are the grains that are found in Harappan sites. Those are wheat, barley, lentil, chickpea, sesame. So WBC, white blood cells. So WBC, in that we have wheat, barley, chickpea, and SL or Sri Lanka. So WBC in Sri Lanka, wheat, barley, chickpea, sesame, and lentil. These are the grains found at Harappan sites. And in other places like in Gujarat, millets are also found. Millets are found in Gujarat. but finds of or traces of rice are very rare. So these are the grains. What are the grains that are found in Harappan sites? These are WBC in Sri Lanka. That is wheat, barley, chickpea, sesame, lentil, while millets are found in Gujarat, and the traces of rice are very rare. And the next, animal bones. Animal bones found at Harappan sites include, these are the animal bones. Those are cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo, and pig. So the animal bones that are found at Harappan sites are cattle, sheep, goat, buffalo, pig. BP, CGS. BP for buffalo and pig, and CGS are cattle, goat, and sheep. The studies are done by archaeologists. These indicate that studies by archaeologists indicate that animals were domesticated. So there was a practice of domestication of animals in Harappan civilization also. Bones of wild species such as boar, deer, gharial are also found. So these are the wild animal bones that are found. Those are boar, deer, gharial. We do not know whether the Harappans hunted these animals themselves or obtained meat from other hunting communities. So, although the animal bones have been found, but there was no evidence to prove that Harappans themselves hunted these animals or they have borrowed it from hunting communities. And the next one, bones of fish and fowl. Fish and fowl are also found. So, what are the bones that related to animals that have been found at Harappan civilization? That is buffalo, pig, cattle, goat, sheep, and then we have of wild animals are boar, deer, gharial, and also bones of fish and fowl. So these are the animal and plant remains that are found at Harappan civilization. And next we'll go to agricultural technologies. So here we have in the map they have shown some areas of early Harappan occupation. So it is related to early Harappan occupation. So we have some place called Siswal, which is in India. So Siswal is in India, while Kot Diji is in Pakistan, current day Pakistan, and Dam Sadat, whatever the pronunciation is, it is also in Pakistan, and also Amrinal. Amrinal is also in Pakistan. So CAD. K for Kotdiji, A for Amrinal, and D for Dam Sadat. These are in Pakistan, and a place called Siswal. So it was in India. So these are the areas of early Harappan occupation. The next one is agricultural technologies. While the prevalence of agriculture is indicated by finds of grain, it is difficult to construct actual agricultural practices. What seeds broadcast on plowed fields, we do not know. Representations on seals and terracotta sculpture indicate that bull was known. So, how do we know that bull was known to Harappan people? It was because of the representation on seals. It was because of the representation on seals and also on the terracotta sculpture. So here we can see it is a terracotta bull. The images that are being given in the sidelines are also very important. So we have to make sure everything is covered while reading themes in Indian history. And archaeologists extrapolate from this that oxen were used for plowing. Extrapolate means concluding something. Extrapolate means concluding. So from terracotta sculpture of bull or their representation on seals indicate from that archaeologists concluded that oxen were used for plowing. Moreover, terracotta models of plow let me highlight this. Terracotta models of plow found at sites in Cholistan and at Banavali. So where did the terracotta models of plough were found? These were found in two places, that are Cholistan and Banavali, Haryana. Terracotta models of plough. And also, archaeologists have also found evidence of ploughed field. So here we have found ploughed field, whereas before that was terracotta models of plough. Here we have found ploughed field at Kalibangan, which is associated with early Harappan levels. So, terracotta models of plough in Cholistan and Banavali, whereas ploughed field, evidence of ploughed field was at Kalibangan, which is associated with early Harappan levels. Next, the field had two sets of furrows, which field? The ploughed field which was found at Kalibangan. The field had two sets of furrows at right angles to each other, suggesting that the two different crops were grown together. So there was also crop management system where there were two sets of furrows at right angles that can suggest that two different crops were grown together. Archaeologists have also tried to identify the tools used for harvesting. Did the Harappans use stone blades set in wooden handles, or did they use metal tools? Most Harappan sites are located in semi-arid lands where irrigation was probably required for agriculture. So, most of the Harappan sites that were found are in semi-arid areas where irrigation was probably required. Also, we have traces of canals. We have traces of canals that were found at Harappan site of Shortagai. Shortagai, which is in current day Pakistan. So, in Shortagai of Afghanistan, we have traces of canals also, but which is not in Punjab or Sindh. We do not have traces of canals in Punjab or Sindh, but we do have traces of canal in Shortagai of Afghanistan. It is possible that ancient canals silted up long ago. So, why there is no traces of Punjab, traces of canals in Punjab or Sindh? Maybe because the canal silted up long ago. It is also likely that water drawn from wells was used for irrigation. Not only making up of canals for irrigation, but also water drawn from wells was also used for irrigation. There is an example for this, that is Dholavira, because water reservoirs were found in Dholavira, Gujarat, which may have been used to store water for agriculture. So there were different methods to irrigate their lands. One is making up of canals, as we have seen in Shortagai of Afghanistan. We also have evidence of water reservoirs which were found in Dholavira of Gujarat. And the next one is how Arctic crabs are identified. So here we have the reservoir of Dholavira. This is a picture of that. The next one is how Arctic crabs are identified. Processing of food required grinding equipment as well as vessels for mixing and blending and cooking. These were made up of stone, metal, and terracotta. So the equipment that are used for processing of food were made up of stone, metal, and terracotta. This is an excerpt from one of the earliest reports on excavations at Mohenjo-daro, the best known Harappan site. So at Mohenjo-daro, what were found? Saddle quoins. So what are saddle quoins? Here, if you see, yeah. So this is a saddle quoin which is used to churn the grains or whatever, in the process of making food. Saddle quoins are found in considerable numbers, and they seem to have been the only means in use for grinding cereals. As a rule, they were roughly made of hard, gritty igneous rocks or sandstone, show signs of hard usage. Their bases are usually convex, and they must have been set in earth or in mud to prevent their rocking. There were two types of saddle quoins, two main types that are those on which another smaller stone was pushed or rolled to and fro, and others with which a second stone was used as a pounder. So here we have another. This is if we think this is the saddle quern, we have another stone to grind the grains. So there are two types of saddle querns. Eventually, making a large cavity in the nether stone. So as we use this to grain the cereals, there will be a cavity made up in the nether stone. Querns of the former type were probably used solely for grain. The second type possibly only for pounding herbs and spices for making curries. So in this, the first type, where those on which another smaller stone was pushed or rolled to and fro, in that it might be used solely for grinding grains, whereas other which second stone used as a pounder, in that can be used for pounding herbs or spices for making curries. In fact, stones of this later type are dubbed curry stones by our workmen, and our cook asked for the loan of one from the museum for use in the kitchen. So this was an excerpt on the report at Mohenjo-daro, where we have found one saddle quern which is made up of hard, gritty, and igneous rock, and there are two types of saddle querns. So this is all for today's class. I think we have covered in detail all the 4 pages. Now let's try to answer the question that we have seen earlier in the beginning. Here we have the question. Which one of the following periods has provided the evidence of a plowed field at Kalibangan in Rajasthan? So I am very sure that we have covered this part. Let's try to find where the answer is hidden. So if we see here, we have archaeologists have also found evidence of a plowed field at Kalibangan, which is associated with early Harappan levels. So the city plowed field at Kalibangan is related to which phase? That is related to early Harappan. So A is the correct answer. So this is how the questions are being asked. So there is no direct throw of questions at the candidates, but there is so much indirect questioning. So we need to be very sure about what we study in the textbook or in NCRTs. And also let's try to answer one more thing. So in this match the following question, we have Cholistan, the terracotta model of plow. So we need how many pairs given is or correctly matched. So for that, I think we have covered this too. Let's see once. Moreover, terracotta models of the plow have been found at sites in Cholistan and at Banavali. So this is the same thing that is mentioned here in Cholistan. It is well known for terracotta model of plow. I am sure that we can answer this first one, Girnar and month and Sannatiya also, as we move further in the themes in Indian history. But for now, this is the video covering 4 pages of theme 1, that is bricks, beats, and bones. I hope you liked the explanation in the video, and if you think it is beneficial, please like the video and share it to whoever it is beneficial. Thank you, and we'll meet in the next class. Jai Hind.